Have you ever considered that being part of the crowd may actually be the wrong place to be? Crowds can take on a personality of their own and can actually hinder instead of help certain causes. A modern definition of crowd is a large number of people gathered together, typically in a disorganized or unruly way. There are several current examples where people have been bruised up and on occasion even lost their life in a crowd simply shopping on the day after Thanksgiving. In Mark chapter 2, there's an example in which a crowd prevents a paralyzed man from reaching the one who had the power to heal him. Mark records, when Jesus again entered Capernaum, the people heard that he had come home. So many gathered there that there was no room left, not even outside the door. Some men came, bringing to him a paralytic, carried by 4 of them. Since they could not get him to Jesus because of the crowd, they made an opening in the roof above Jesus. You would think that people would gracefully step aside and give this paralyzed man access to Jesus. But not the case when it comes to crowd mentality. There were at least 4 committed individuals, however, who separated themselves from the crowd and worked together in faith to get the paralytic to Christ. There was another group from the crowd that we find simply sitting. But some of the scribes were sitting there and reasoning in their hearts. So, as the majority of the crowd stand, the committed in the crowd work, but the critics of the crowd sit and condemn. The faithful committed have to find a way to go around the very crowd barriers that have hindered the crippled man from getting to Christ. We know that faith acts, and Jesus saw their faith in action. Let us consider who we may be in this story. Are we just a part of the crowd, an ambivalent or worse, self-indulgent participant that in essence hinders others from coming to Christ? Or could we be as some of the scribes, these critics who were in the crowd but refused to believe that Jesus was the Messiah? Let us separate ourselves from the crowd and be the faithful committed, seeing the work which needs to be done and finding a way to do it. Let's bring the hurting to the Christ.